Pep has found a new striker. Liverpool want Bayern star, Neymar injured again, a busy night in the Champions League, and a transfer roundup all coming up on today's OneFootball Daily News. As I'm your host Angelina Kelly, let's get into it. First up, and it is no secret that Manchester City are lacking a little bit when it comes to attacking options. Of course, they have De Bruyne, they have Raheem Sterling, they have newbie Ferran Torres, but when it comes to centre forwards, they are a little bit thin on the ground. Aguero just returned from injury and got injured again. Gabriel Jesus is out, and it looks like they need somebody else in that position. Now, the club did say that they were looking for a striker over the summer period. They didn't really manage to find anybody, but in 2021, their target is going to be a centre forward, and it looks like Pep has already found his man. The striker they have in mind, Patson Daka. The Red Bull Salzburg forward is just 22 years old, and he's kind of been acting as a replacement for Erling Haaland since his departure to Dortmund. Last season, Daka scored 27 goals with 12 assists in 45 appearances, and this season, at the point of filming, he has already managed to score 12 goals in just 11 games. Pretty impressive. Now, of course, people will argue that the Austrian Bundesliga isn't really on the same level as the Premier League, but you can't really argue with those numbers, and if Pep wants this player, he is going to have to act fast because 20 other clubs have got their eyes on the Zambian forward. You know, with the whole Jesus injury and Aguero's contract set to expire in June, we're not too sure what's going to happen with that. It seems like this player could be a great addition to City's side. Next up, and since Virgil van Dijk's horrific injury, there have been so many defenders' names thrown into the ring with Liverpool and the January transfer window. It's been hard to keep up, I'll be honest, and the latest star on that list is Bayern Munich's David Alaba. Now, the Austrian defender's contract is up in June 2021, and he's recently rejected a contract extension at Bayern Munich, meaning that a move to Merseyside could be on the cards. As we all know, Van Dijk is out. Klopp hasn't really been able to give us any concrete news on when Joel Matip will be back. Obviously, Fabinho's injured, although it's looking like he might be back after the international break. So I guess some people might argue that they don't need a centre-back, but with all these injuries that have been cropping up, it just shows that you never know what is going to happen in football. Now, Alaba is primarily a left-back, however, he can also play in that centre-back role. He's been at Bayern Munich since the age of 16, and he has just got so much experience. You know, 9 league titles, Champions League medals. He would be a really great addition and would obviously join his former teammate Thiago at Liverpool. Now, it does seem that Bayern want to keep the player, however, if he doesn't want to stay, they might be willing to negotiate a deal rather than lose him in the summer on a free. Now, I don't really have a problem with this deal. I think Alaba would fit in really well. I think he'd be a great addition. Like I say, he's super experienced. My only concern, and it's a concern about whichever centre-back they do end up signing, what's then going to happen when Van Dijk returns, when Matip returns, when Fabinho's fit? You know, where will this then leave the signing that they've made? Hopefully they'll still be able to slot them in, because at the end of the day, you do need squad rotation, so hopefully it won't be an issue. But one thing's for sure, this January transfer window is going to be a very interesting one for Liverpool. Next, over to PSG, and it looks like panic mode is set in as Neymar's annual injury has arrived. He unfortunately limped off the pitch last night in their 2-0 win in the Champions League after just 26 minutes. Obviously, shout out to Moise Kean, Everton loanee at PSG, for those 2 brilliant goals. But it's looking like he's going to be out, and there's an issue with his adductor muscle. Now, he did leave the pitch for treatment. He did try to come back on and shake it off, but it looks like he was just in too much pain. This really couldn't come at a worse time. Obviously, great that PSG managed to get that win after the loss against Manchester United last week, but they've got 3 games in 10 days coming up. They're playing Nantes and Rennes in the league, and they then have a Champions League fixture against RB Leipzig. So it's looking like they're going to need all their players fit and ready to go. Now, of course, let's hope Neymar makes a speedy recovery. Maybe once they've done a few tests, they'll be able to figure out how long he's going to be out for, and it won't be for too long. But of course, PSG do have a few other stars in their team, so it won't be too bad for them. I'm sure that they'll be able to carry on without him, but of course they will be wanting a Brazilian back as soon as possible. And finally, it was another busy night in the Champions League. There were some not so surprising results and also some very surprising results. Chelsea were able to bounce back from their draw against Sevilla last week with a 4-0 victory over Krasnodar. Jadon Sancho and Erling Haaland were both on the score sheet for Dortmund as they got a 2-0 win over Zenit St. Petersburg, but the main entertainment of the night obviously had to go to the Juventus-Barcelona game and Manchester United against RB Leipzig. It has been weeks and months of drama for Barcelona on and off the pitch, and it's all come to a head when the president, Jose Maria Bartomeu, obviously resigned the other day. And they've responded so well to it, I think, by getting this win. They've done brilliantly, and to get that 2-0 win is going to be vital in this Champions League race. It was Dembele who found the back of the net first, and then Messi got the second one as he converted a penalty in a cool, calm and collected manner after Fati was fouled. Of course, Juventus were without their star man Cristiano Ronaldo, and they did struggle. Alvaro Morata, he had an absolute nightmare, as he did manage to find the back of the net 3 times, but they were all ruled as offside due to VAR. And speaking of VAR, that played a decent role for Manchester United as they won 5-0 over RB Leipzig. I'll be honest, I am completely shocked with that result. Not only did Manchester United get a penalty, but one of Marcus Rashford's goals was deemed offside. However, he received the ball in his own half, so the goal was finally given. It was a brilliant result for Manchester United. You know, all across the pitch they did well. You look at Maguire and Lindelof, they've been shaky in the past. They seem to get through it a lot better than Diogo Upamecano for the opposition. He was the man that everybody was ready to watch last night, and he didn't really deliver. And of course, Marcus Rashford, he comes onto the pitch as a sub and gets a hat-trick in 16 minutes. Now, the only other Manchester United player that has come on as a sub to get a hat-trick was, of course, his manager, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It was an amazing night for Rashford. We also saw Greenwood get on the score sheet, Martial scored the penalty, and again, just amazing from Marcus Rashford. Is there anything this man can't do? I'm not so sure. It is great for Manchester United, and hopefully they will be able to carry that momentum through as they face Arsenal at the weekend. Next up, and it is our transfer roundup. This is where we take a look at some of the other news and transfers going on in the footballing world. And first up, Mauricio Pochettino, another managerial job that he is linked with. It's looking like he could be going over to Zenit St. Petersburg. It has been rumoured that Burnley are set for a £200 million takeover by an Egyptian businessman. Ajax's Ryan Gravenberch has attracted some attention not only from Juventus and Barcelona, but now Manchester United and Liverpool. And finally, Jack Wilshere, the former Arsenal and West Ham player, has said that he is not ruling out a move to the MLS and he's looking for something a little bit different than the Premier League. And so that is everything for today's OneFootball Daily News. Thank you so much to all of you for watching. Make sure you get involved in the comment section below and let us know what you thought of today's daily news. Whilst you're there, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribing, and check out all the other content that we have got going on here at OneFootball by clicking here or here. And until next time, I will see you guys later.